There's a couple things I wanted to point out that's been in my mind all year, and I've got a calendar here on my wall, and from year to year, as time goes by, I have certain dates marked on my calendar to watch for something to happen, and we're quickly approaching another one of those dates. On the screen here, I'm showing you that an iPet goat, the Bush character here, he does represent Donald Trump. The D on the hat is a 4. The 115, which is very important in this video, is a 7. So we see 47. He's the 47th president right here. Just like in this James Comey post where he uh, did this thing on the beach with 8647. So 86 means get rid of, or it's a restaurant term for we're out of it, or it no longer exists. So 8647 is obviously uh, a signal to get rid of Trump. And I looked at this, and it looks like if you add the 8, the 6, and the 4, you get 18, and 1 and 8 is 9, leaving the 7 for 9 7, September 7th. If you add it backwards, 7 and 4 is 11, plus 6 is 17, and 1 plus 7 is 8, and you get the 88, which also reverts back to the number associated with Donald Trump. So I wanted to show you something in iPet Goat, and then I'm going to show you a couple small details here. But on the chalkboard itself here, you can see the shark, um, shark attack. I believe the chalkboard shows a shark attack on the United States, and it also shows an attack on the DT character here. This hangman I've showed in the past is Donald Trump with the XXV for 115, that 115 connection, 115 in his hair here. I'm going to show you more about that. But where is it? Here's a page on my calendar that I've had since I bought the new calendar back at the end of 2024. And I've had this marked down for the whole year. So, Bush's hair and eyebrow. In his hair, I just showed you the 115. Let's say, we'll do this. And don't mind these notes. These are old notes from other things that I was looking at. But if you look here, there's a 250, the 250th day of the year. And here you have a 2 and a 5. Okay? And September 7th is the 250th day of the year. So here you have a 7. So 725, right? And then I just showed you a minute ago, but I'll show you again. Here, you can see it right here. Let's blow this up. The 115 in his hair. So the 115 and the 725 in the same scene. This is actually the part in iPet Goat where if you change the colors on the background of the screen, this is the head wound where he lunges forward. So you got your 115 and your 257 there, which looks like this date, right? September 7th. At the same time, I'm going to move this a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm obviously not good at this stuff. I've admitted it many times. But let me show you some stuff related to this. Okay, so now there's a lot of hype about Jaws 50-year anniversary, and I did show that to you guys in another video with the I'm sorry, what am I doing here? Okay, anyway, so here's the shark here. Let's get a better view of this. There's a 7 in the eye. September is 7 when you use a 10-month calendar. So 7 and 2 and 5 is 7 7, or which it could also be 9 7, September 7th. So I want to show you that. And what I was talking about is when you change the color saturation on a screenshot, you can see the character in the background. The shark is the weapon, and this is when his eyes turn white and roll back as he lunges forward. And they highlight this here too, so you can associate these two as the same character. Okay, so I believe that's the head wound right there. Anyway, So let's move this over. We're going to look at this really quick. I'm going to turn the sound off on it because I hate it. So he does all his dancing and this and that, and he turns around. There's your 115. There's the 5 and the 2, and then the 7 there. And there's a close-up of it. So you can see your 7 for September. 2 and 5 is 7, so September 7th. There's Trump on his back and the other eyebrow. Okay, so now we have the evolution chart. And I'm not 100% positive, but I believe it was Rastafaria Gematria who pointed this out. But if you look at the chart, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th character, 7 sept, made possibly for September. And then you see this is obviously Donald Trump. You can see that's his body shape right there. And when you blow this up here, there are 9 points of light. So 9 for September, 7 for the 7th character. Could it be September 7th? It's possible. Here, let's go back to this really quick. See how he glances over at that character? He's looking right at him. There you go. Because that's the same character. Here's the head wound. His eyes turn white. That's the head wound right there. So, here's another screenshot from one of my other videos. The 115, the D, the J, the T for Donald J. Trump, EV. This is a 5, a V is 22, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so 45. That's this character right here. That's him on his back, on one eyebrow. This was an old ad for SiriusXM, 115 code. I've always associated the 115 with DT. So that's the date I'm looking for something to possibly happen to DT. So here again with this shark picture, you've got the 7 for sept. It's on the 7th. Then you got your 25, which is a 7. 25 is your date here, the 250th day of the year. So you've got 7, 7, 7, 7, which also could represent September 7th. Now on September 7th, we also have a blood moon. And here's a thing that I've seen. Now prepare for something that you never expected to see in your lifetime. And this is also showing the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. But what I found interesting here is July is 7 and 25 is 7. So maybe they're showing September 7th. And here we go. Reposts 9, 7. So I was thinking that the earthquake in California could potentially be something that happens that day. So years ago, a friend of mine had a dream that he was watching a music award show. He always thought it was the Grammys, but maybe it's not. Oh, where is it? Let me find it. I had it here somewhere. Okay, so here it is. I posted on my Facebook, and you can read this later, but anyway, here's the dream. 3 years ago, my friend had a dream. He was watching, he thought it was the Grammys, and a 9.0 earthquake hit California. The show was interrupted by breaking news, and it was devastating. So I always assume, and these are graphics. This is a graphic that was shown during that award show, and it does look like a Richter scale to me. But anyway, I've always been looking for that event to happen during a music award show. Well, this Sunday, September 7th, is the MTV Video Music Awards. And I found that to be incredibly interesting. And we have a blood moon on that night. So with all that going on, I also remembered this, the 7.7 earthquake in Burma, and 7.7, 9.7. You know, I'm just associating the two with one another. But something else that interests me is this thing. On Donald Trump's very first day in office, the 21st in 2017, to Sunday, September 21st, 2025, it's 8 years, 8 months, and 104 months, including the end date. So I don't know what connection that is, but that just stands out to me and I wanted to mention it. So what I'm thinking is there's a good chance that like something's going to happen during that eclipse. Is it the rapture? That's not really what I'm looking for, but if it happens, God's will be done. It is the 37th week beginning on at 12 o'clock midnight, going into the 8th. And I found this interesting on the Psalm 23 sign. You see your reddish hue in the back could signify the blood moon, and it's the 37th week of the year. And here in the lightning, you see a 3 and a 7. So that's just some stuff I wanted to show you guys. Maybe someone else out there has some ideas about that. So I don't know. I'm looking for a possible event with Donald on that day, but also the potential of a California earthquake happening on that day. So we'll see. This is from Aurora Penn's video. The true new moon was always the full moon, according to Psalm 81:4. I don't even know what I'll have here. Yeah, that's just an old thing. But anyway, that's all I've got. Nothing very specific, but we'll see. We'll see if anything happens this week. It's a high watch weekend for sure, but this entire month is high watch. So that's all we can do is watch. God bless.